everyone, and a happy Sunday, and welcome to week 2 of our e-learning business leadership course. I hope that you have settled into your semester now and you are feeling good about what you are doing this semester, and you're feeling good about this course. If you've never taken an e-learning online course before, you probably would have learned very quickly last week that it's incredibly important to stay on top of the coursework. In my first 2 instructional videos, I emphasized that you do need to allocate 75 minutes per day during the work week for this course, just the same way that you would for any in-class courses. However, obviously there is a little bit of flexibility there, but you really do want to be allocating 7 hours each week for this course if you wish to be successful in this grade 12 academic space. So hopefully by now you're feeling good. As you also learned last week, every Sunday at 8 p.m. I do this post. You have everything that you need for the week ahead, and you have this one instructional video. So you consider this instructional video your lesson for the week. Instead of listening to me every single day in class, you just have to listen to this video. So all I ask is that you do that. I can see who's watching, and make sure when you're listening to these instructional videos that you're not scrolling on your TikTok at the same time. Research has proven that multitasking is not possible. So if you are scrolling on TikTok while trying to listen to this, you are not listening to me. And this is really where you get all of the instructions that you need for your success for the week ahead. Okay, so here is your weekly breakdown for the course. Just kind of reading through this for you now. By now, you should have completed 5 attendance participation activities. Those are those Google surveys. You have one on each day assigned to you for the first 2 weeks of the course. After this week, next week, after Family Day long weekend, you'll have one to complete for the entire week, and that will mark you as whether you are attended for the entire week. So it's one of those things you really just have to get in the habit of doing. And then for the first 2 weeks, you do have to do them on the day in which they are assigned if you wish to be marked as in attendance for that date. So by now you would have completed 5 of those from last week. And again, as I stressed here, to be successful, you really do need to check in every day and make sure that you are staying on top of the assignments that are assigned to you. This is, of course, because no one is chasing you like they are in a regular classroom. So the onus is on you as a grade 12 academic student to really allocate your time appropriately and to make sure that you are putting away 7 hours of in-class time for this course each week, okay? So let the first week be an indicator for you as to how the first week went. Did you check into the course every day? Did you complete each of your attendance activities on the days in which they were assigned? Are you feeling disorganized already? If that's the case, you may just want to reshuffle your priorities this week, because as you've learned as a grade 12 student, things come at you fast and furious. And if you get behind right out of the gate, it can be really, really difficult, okay? So this week, we have a short week because you've got a PD day on Friday. So that's really nice. So you have the 4 participation activities or the attendance activities, some cool videos to help you think differently about success. We're going to be starting our first journal entries reflective practice in our first lesson. So let me take you through what the expectations are. So on Monday, for tomorrow, you have been assigned your very first assignment. This is provided to you in Dropbox. So if you go to Dropbox in our class, I'll just actually pop into that now so that you can see that. Obviously, my Dropbox is going to look different than yours. But when you go into it, under Assessments in Dropbox, you'll see that you can access the material for this week right there, which is the assignment number 1, journal entry number 1, okay? So for this assignment, you will be submitting it in Dropbox. Oops, that's the wrong agenda. Here we go. Okay. Too many tabs open. I'm sure you can relate. Okay, so for this particular assignment, you're just going to be reflecting on some information regarding to management. And we're going to be doing a lot of reflective practice in this course, but this practice that we're doing today is going to morph into a blog that you're going to be keeping throughout the entire course. It's called the Leadership Blog. More on this later, but reflective practice is really, really important in a business classroom as well as from a leadership capacity, as you get to know yourselves as individual learners and to understand your own leadership capacity. Okay, so this journal is going to have you reflect on the following quote by Peter Drucker: management is doing things right and leadership is doing the right things. So I want you to reflect on this. What does this quote mean to you? Validate your explanation through using examples, whether that's through research or your own life experiences, and then also connect it to your experiences within COVID-19. Make sure that you are writing at least one full paragraph. I really do want to see where your writing is at this particular juncture. So my minimum expectation is 8 sentences, really. This is my first impression of you. I also want you to reflect on the Drew Dudley's Lollipop Moments video that we watched last week. Have you ever had a lollipop moment? And be specific and explain. Please create this in a Google Doc, a separate Google document, and upload it to Dropbox. All of your work is going to be prepared in Google Docs throughout this semester. Okay, so that is your first official assignment of the course. This is due Tuesday at 8 a.m. Normally it's due Mondays at 8 a.m. It's confusing you right out of the gate, but it's because Family Day is a holiday on Monday, and I would never assign something and make something due on a holiday. So just so you know to look for that, that is due on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Don't forget to complete your participation or attendance activity on Monday, the day in which it is assigned. Okay, on Tuesday, you are expected to go through the course expectations on plagiarism and citations. In this class, we are doing Chicago-style citations, okay? This was a major hang-up for some students last semester in this course, where they either just didn't do citations when they needed to, or they tried to flub it and do some other version, and it was like, I can't mark this, it's not done the right way. So I put together a quick how-to video here. It's been linked in. I think it's a pretty good instructional video on how to do Chicago citations. You might want to bookmark it because you probably will come back to this at some point during the semester. Also, please note that I have an entire how-to package available to you in a folder under content. So I did show this to you in an instructional video last week, but because it's relevant to this week, if you scroll down, and you go click to Chicago style citations, there's a ton of help for you here, okay, including this YouTube video that I created, the instructional video for you that's been assigned to you for today, okay? So go through that material. And then you're going to complete this participation activity for today, which is just going to help reinforce your learning on citations. So again, Chicago citations are expected for you to understand in this course. If you have any questions about that, just send me an email. On Wednesday, you've been assigned your very first lesson of the course. So lessons are kind of free-flowing. You'll see that this is a slide deck. What's expected of you is to go through the slide deck and to create detailed course notes. In slide decks, you'll often see videos, TED Talks, articles to read. I expect that you will go through all of that and that you will also take notes on any videos or articles that may be included in that. And you'll see that come back to you in discussion, post assignments, projects, and tests, okay? So you go through this lesson, make sure that you get this content. I will say this lesson shows up on your final exam. So it's like that full circle thing, right? So start strong and make sure you take really good course notes. You should also take notes on this article. This is a reading assigned to you today. Just looks at Generation Z and sort of reflects on different ways that Generation Z approaches leadership. So I want you to go ahead and take a look at this. And then again, complete the participation attendance activity on Wednesday. Then we have our second assignment of the week. This is just going to reinforce your learning on the lesson that's been shared with you on the Dynamic New Workplace. This is also available to you in Dropbox. So from this lesson, I want you to make a copy of this document and go ahead and answer these questions. Okay, so again, it just has you starting to make connections, scaffolding your learning from the lesson and any of the materials that we've discussed this week. It also gives me an opportunity to see how you make connections to the material as well. So pretty straightforward, just a series of questions, has you also just kind of make some notes on the Dynamic New Workplace. So this is something that you might want to keep in your study notes as well. Okay. So that is also due on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Do not forget to do your 9th participation attendance activity. This will be the last one where you have to do it on the day in which it is assigned. I'll explain more of that in next week's instructional video. Okay, so to quickly summarize, this week you've got your first reflective journal that's available in Dropbox to you. You need to make a copy, or sorry, create a new Google document and answer the questions in detail there and submit that in Dropbox. Remember, this is my first impression of you as a writer, so do make sure you put effort into that. Due in Dropbox Tuesday at 8 a.m. next Tuesday. Then you're going to learn about citations, specifically Chicago citations. You're going to be watching my instructional video on that, and you're going to complete the participation activity as well for that day. On Wednesday, you've got your very first lesson on the dynamic new workplace, as well as an article to read. I highly suggest you take your own course notes on this, because when it comes to a test, you will thank me, as well as projects. I mean, really, it's so important. And then on Thursday, you've got the inquiry assignment on the dynamic new workplace lesson from Wednesday. Again, you're going to make a copy of that document and go through the lesson and answer the questions. 4 different participation activities or attendance activities. Make sure they are done this week on the day in which they are assigned to be marked as in attendance for that particular day. And just for this week, any of the items that are due, so those 2 assignments are due in Dropbox by Tuesday at 8 a.m. because Monday is a holiday. If you have any questions about any of this, because I know it's a lot and you're learning from a video, just send me an email. As promised, I always get back to my e-learning students within 24 hours unless it is a weekend. And I'm always available to arrange a Google Meet with you if you have any questions. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you online.